Hey guys, what's up? Shotgun Shogun here, and I wanted to go over my thoughts of the Arknights closed beta. Now, I've been playing this since the closed beta started, and I've gotten semi-far-ish. I didn't want to really hardcore grind the game, mostly because, well, all of my progress is going to get wiped, and I'm going to have to do all of it again once open beta starts, which I would imagine is probably going to be here real soon. Now, I have played this in the CN version, and being able to actually read it is just absolutely amazing. I've had so much fun actually finally being able to go back through and understand what people are saying, understand the menus, everything like that. And a lot of people are like, well, you've played it now. Are you still as hype about it as you originally were? And the answer is absolutely yes. And one of the big things is that I just really enjoy this style of gameplay. There are a lot of missions that I will go into and just get immediately destroyed without question. I just get absolutely dunked on, and it's really cool for me to go back and continuously run it, because I mean, sure, I could go watch a video on, how somebody on the Chinese server did it, but for me that's not as fun as just trying to slam my head against it and figure it out, because in this game there's more than one way to beat every mission. Now, sure, are there some comps that work better than others, obviously, but if you are just looking to have fun and try to figure out the strategy behind it, it's really engaging and really sweet. Now, the other thing too is it's very free to play. Now, granted, I think that we got extra pulls and stuff like that just because of closed beta, and they didn't want us to not have units and stuff like that, but it is very friendly in that on every single banner, in your first 10 pulls, you're guaranteed a 5-star. And that is really good. The rates are actually pretty decent in this as well. So if we go in here, it'll tell you. So you have a 50% chance. If you're going to get a 6-star, it's going to be one of these two on the banner. Now it's going to go down here. If you get a 5-star, it's going to be one of these three. Now it is a 2% chance for a 6-star operator. And the cool thing is that after 50 rolls, your odds of getting a 6-star operator will increase from 2 to 4% in the next roll. And if you still haven't gotten it in the 51st roll, the odds will be increased from 4 to 6%. And then you get 2% each time until you get a 6-star operator. So pity system is in place for this, and that is really awesome. Any game anymore that I play that doesn't have some sort of pity system like this is just an instant oof for me, because realistically you should never have to put in infinite amounts of money and not get back out what it is that you're actually hunting for. So that is really nice. I like that. One of the other cool features is the recruitment system, and this is kind of like your free recruitment each day, because you get enough materials, you get enough of the things here in order to pull out like pretty regularly. So you can put it on 9 hours. I do 9 hours, and I don't think I've had a chance. Have not had much problem just constantly keeping this recruited. Now, the other cool thing here too is class tags, and the class tags actually allow you to kind of customize what it is that you're recruiting for. So let's say you need some casters, you can put the class tag in for casters, and it's going to pull from a pool of casters, and you have a chance to get up to a 5-star in this. And depending on how you mix and match your class tags, you can actually almost guarantee yourself a very specific character. There's a couple of class tags in there that will just make it so that, you're almost guaranteed like X 5-star or a certain 4-star, something along those lines. And that is a really awesome function as well, and something that I want to go into a video about in the future, talking about the different class tags. There's some really awesome calculators, websites and stuff like that out there for that. Now, going into like the operators, so I mean, obviously I couldn't pay anything into the closed beta in order to actually progress my account, but I actually got some really nice pulls on this. And one of the big things too that people are like, oh, who should I re-roll for? Who is the best in terms of tier list? Now, I don't think that there's actually a real tier list, because the thing is, with this game, every map requires different characters, different operators. So outside of like maybe a couple of characters that are pretty busted, like Ifrit Silver Ash, the character whose name starts with an E and I can't pronounce it, Bootleg Mercy, Exercise, those are some pretty good ones that you can use pretty semi-universally. But outside of that, you can get away with a lot of the 3, 4, or 5 stars, because a lot of times it's not it's not an overwhelming advantage just to have a 6-star. Now, is it going to make your life a little bit easier to be princess carried by, Silver Ash through the vast majority of the game? Well, yes, obviously, but is it a requirement? No, not necessarily. So definitely one of the things that you kind of want to think about is, who are you using and are you having fun playing the game? There are so many different ways to beat the levels, unless you are just like a meta power gamer and you want to re-roll until you have 3 6 stars in your initial thing, because you can potentially get 6 stars in your, multiple 6 stars in your starter thing. Plus you have the banners. Plus we're going to be getting a bunch of stuff at the very beginning. So if you really want to just, hammer out the re-rolls and do it, well, I mean, obviously I would say go for Silver Ash, go for Exercise, go for the E character that I can't pronounce at all, go for Ifrit. Those are some characters that if you are going to reroll for, go for those. Angelina is pretty good, but from what I understand, she's not like broken until like way later on in the game. So I like her at the moment, but you do whatever you want. Personally, I think just getting that first 6-star from the starter rolls and then getting into the game and having fun is probably one of the more important things to do. Now, the really cool thing too is that like a lot of games that I play, gacha wise, they give you that continuous false sense of like, oh, I'm doing good, I'm doing really good, oh, there's only a small jump in difficulty level here. This game just literally shoves you down on the ground and beats you up after like a certain point. Like, you'll be doing fine, you'll be doing good, and then you'll get to a mission where you are absolutely not prepared. Maybe you need to have 2 AoE casters and you come into it and you're like, oh, you know what, I've been just breezing by, and the game just goes, nope, dead stop, get yourself back there, farm up some stuff, get these characters up. So having like a diversified group of characters that you are leveling up is very important as well, from what I have found. Now, again, I am not like a super end game player. I didn't get very end game in the CN version, and I've only gotten to 2.9 on the CBT, mostly because, like I said, I didn't want to really have to like roll back through and do all of this again. I was more trying to just get my head wrapped around like what these things are in English now. And so I really just had a lot of fun doing this. One of the cool things is that I really enjoy is the base function. Now, if you played Azure Lane, you've played other games that have like these types of base functions, you'll be fairly familiar with these, but I like the different amount of things that you can do in here, and there's multiple dormitories, so I can set these up in multiple different ways. Now, I need to get something a bit better to put my laptop on, but outside of that, like, this room is shaping up a little bit, and you can just pop down here. You can see that I haven't done anything with this room. Sorry, you have to sleep on this tiny little futon on the ground. But I really do enjoy the overall base building and base modifications and stuff like that you can do here. It definitely gives you a sense of like, this is actually a thing. Whereas like in Azure Lane, I felt like, oh, I just had one room. This way I can do, oh, well, this dormitory is gonna be, a bar. This is gonna be the bar dormitory. This one will be like the extra comfy dormitory with like a table with some apples and stuff on it. There's gonna be more dormitories down here as well. So you can diversify your dormitories to really kind of customize it for your own feels. Now, one of the big things in the CN version when I first played was I was like, man, I am going to have to continuously put down the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm like, this is going to get really, really tedious after a certain amount of time. And so I found out through, some people in the stream that there is an auto replay function. So you can just literally set yourself up ahead of time. Like if you beat a map, you can set it up, you can have it record that, and then your auto deploy function will just go through and play that out for you. So that makes grinding materials and stuff like that really, really simple. The other nice thing too is, let's say you are going to, level up a character. You want to promote a character to the next promotion level. And you're like, man, I have no clue where to find polyester lumps. Well, it'll tell you. You just go get it from the workshop. So I obviously have her leveled up a bit, so I can't actually level her up anymore. But let's take a look at somebody who I haven't, and I actually have access to the stuff. So let's say we need some Aura rock cubes. Just could have called them just big old rocky boys. So you can literally just skip right to the mission where that is available. So I really like that, instead of having to be like, oh man, where is this at? Like, oh, I know that this map had this thing. Is this the best map to farm this? This literally just tells you, hey, go here and farm this thing. And really, at the end of the day, like, I think the biggest thing for me is it's different. It's different in a sea of gacha games and a sea of mobile games where everything is almost a carbon copy of everything else. Like, you can pick out like any number of games and they're kind of the same as another game that you have already played. Like, this game just stands out as kind of just a completely different game, and that's something really, really awesome to me. Not only that, but I really enjoy the art style, and some people have said the early story very meh. Now, the only problem that I think I have with it is I don't understand why half of the things are the way they are, because they don't really give you a whole lot of backstory into things. I'm like, wait, why is there a bunny donkey girl here? Why is this person a panda? Oh, that person's supposedly infected, but this person's not infected. You're very confused through the beginning of the story. Now, people have told me that the story gets ridiculously amazing further on, and some of the newest stuff they put out in CN is just mind-blowingly good in terms of story writing, and that's really cool, and I'm excited to see that. And I think that the story's fine now. They could have just given me a little bit more backstory. Now, it is also pretty sweet that they do have kind of the backstories for the characters. So if you go in here, you can take a look at all of their information, basic information, combat experience. They have a whole profile set up for these people. And much like some other games, as you improve their trust, you do get more info into that character. So you can build up that knowledge base of the character, your feelings for them. I like that they have all of the voice lines in here. You do get extra voice lines as you improve trust, obviously, but you can literally just come in here and listen to your characters anytime you want. And personally, I think that if you do play this game, that you are going to want to get where is she at? Where are you at? You're going to want to get Shaw. And you are going to want to immediately go in here and click on Trust Tap. It's so good. Shaw is super, super good anyways. So fast. But I definitely like all of the aesthetic. The characters are very, very well designed. This character is amazing. The Ascensions, this character is actually really, really cool because you can place tentacles. You can summon tentacle monsters. You just can summon them. And there's a couple of characters that, like, you can summon other characters, summon other things. There's a lot of big brain plays when it comes to this game. Now, I don't think that this game is going to be very money intensive. There seems to be a lot of bonus things, buy one get ones. When you level up, you get stuff. They literally have a mode in there called Annihilation that you can get your summonable stuff on a weekly basis. The better you do in here, the more stuff that you get in order to roll on banners. And if you are kind of picky on your banners and you only roll on the first one where you're guaranteed that 5-star, then you can kind of be very free to play. Now, I think they're going to put out a lot of skins. Personally, I like skins. So I played Azure Lane. That was something that hooked me really hard, was just the different skins and being able to customize the way that my characters look. And I really, really liked that. And I think that if they do it that way, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the furniture stuff is kind of cool. You get furniture stuff every day and you can buy things. The other thing too is you can get them literally from drops in just from playing the game. So you can really customize a lot of stuff. You can buy stuff up. That's really cool. If you're pulling things, you can get stuff from the certificates just by doing your stuff normally. You'll get your Orundum, your headhunting permits, stuff like that. So you definitely have a way to build up a lot of free summons, and that is really awesome for me. Now, one of the big downsides is that once you are out of sanity, which is basically your energy, you are kind of stuck for a while. It's going to be one of those games where it's like, if you are blowing through all of your stuff, good luck. Now, if you're just farming regular maps, that's a completely different thing. So like if I just go in here, let's say I want to farm up 1-8, this is only going to cost me 9 sanity. So I can farm on that for quite a while. You know, I can do quite a bit of farming off of the 9 sanity a run. But let's say I'm farming, you know, chips for my specialists. This is going to cost me 18. So that's going to go a lot faster. Let's say I need to farm some XP here. This is 20. That's going to make this go faster. That's going to be 5 runs, and then I'm done for that. Now, they did add in the different things that you can use on a weekly basis to restore your sanity at a certain point, a certain level, and then, you know, you can buy it with the currency. But I do think that it is a little bit on the slow side. Now, however, the downside is, realistically, if you had infinite amounts of energy, you would level everything up super fast, and then you would be done, and then you'd be like, well, there's no content, dead game. So it's kind of a hard balance to really go, how much energy do you get versus how much energy do you need? Now, they could do something where, you know, they start giving out extra energy, or have like a daily pass where you get, I think that the CN version has a daily pass. Somebody was mentioning that. So those go a long way to help that out. Like, let's say, you know, I pay $10 a month, I get extra sanity per day in order to farm, because I mean, realistically, there's going to be more tower girls and dudes than you know what to do with, and you're going to want to level all of them, and that's going to take a bunch of time. They're going to put new ones out, so there's always that treadmill of doing stuff. So I think that it'll be interesting to see how they find that balance throughout that. Now, it's a single player game, so realistically, unless you're like trying to just flex on how easily you can beat end game stuff with like 2-star, 2 and 3-star characters, you know, it's a take it at your own pace type of game, which I think is really, really fun. It's, you know, when you start playing PvP style games and you have to like keep up with certain people if you want to stay competitive, then, you know, that's going to get a little overwhelming for a lot of people. But this game is going to be a really, really nice, chill game. You can take it at your own pace. It's very Azure Lane-esque, where it's, you know, you're not competing against anybody else. So I kind of like that as, you know, an extra game that I'm just playing, because, you know, sometimes you just want to take a break. Sometimes you just want to take a break and you want to just fight wave after wave of enemy and get super frustrated because you let one leak through at the last possible second, and then go have to you know, level up your characters and then come back and then try to beat it. But there is a very satisfying feeling after you beat that mission that you've been just slamming your head against, and then you can see the next part of the story. So it's really, really cool and very rewarding. So I guess really to close up this whole super long, discussion about how I feel about it, I still really, really enjoy this game, and I am planning on making this one of my main games as soon as it comes out, open beta. I'm going to go pretty hard on it very beginning, and we'll see what kind of content I make. I don't think that there is a reason to make tier lists. I do think that I'll cover like new operators, stuff like that, maybe do like some meme runs, things along those lines. I'll probably put out some guides on like just the overview of, hey, this is what the characters do, this is how you would get a good start, here's kind of what you should be doing, but there's no real dead set tier list. And if anybody tries to tell you there is one, they obviously don't know what they're talking about, because realistically, like I said, you can use just about anything you want in this game. And even talking to like some other people in the community, they also agree that like tier lists are kind of important, not important in this game. So yeah, there's a lot of good content creators as well. Peace Cow is super good. I definitely enjoy that. There's a lot of really good people in the Arknights community, and I'm really looking forward to hanging out with everybody and really kind of hammer out this game. So anyways, guys, let me know if you guys are super excited. Did you get into the closed beta? What is your opinions on that? And I will catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace.